Hey y'all, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have two Divine Masculine Twin Flame reads for you. One was done late last night, just before midnight, and the other one was done at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm going to give you both of them and see how it goes from there, okay? I do want to give you a little bit of clearing here, and I want you guys to take a deep breath and hold it. Okay, let it out slowly. And another deep breath. It does, the energy, the collective energy, yesterday and today was definitely feeling like a squirrel on crack, right? Running all over the place, not knowing where to go. That's literally what I was feeling from the collective. And today now, it seems to be calming down a bit. I'm sure it's going to be better in the evenings when people calm down and they, start relaxing and getting ready for bed. During the day, we're still probably going to be combating some of these collective energies coming at us. But this is okay. That's what we're here to do. We're called to step up to the plate, to transmute energies for the collective in the situation, and just give love and peace to the people around us. And I'm sure there's a lot of you guys, you should pat yourselves on the back for all the love you've been sending out there to everyone else. I know you have. So give yourself a pat on the back. All right, so this first read was done at... the SIRIAN deck was cut at 11:09 last night, and then it was finished at 11:27. And 9 is the Hermit, 27 is the Ace of Wands. So hermiting, and then that great passion, that desire, that's that burning flame that is heating up. Let's see here. And so both of these reads are for today, though. Today is the 22nd. The 22, I did a 12-sign read earlier, so I gave you some information then. But the 22nd is the full, and the day added up to the 3 of Wands, which is about being present in the moment, having gratitude for what is good in your life right now, and focusing on that. So let's see what we have here. All right, this first read. The major arcana, this is for the Divine Masculine Twin Flames. So it is for the masculine, so that means the masculine within the feminine as well. It is a general read, so not everything will resonate with you. There will be many messages that apply to everybody, and there will be some messages that only apply to a few. So if it resonates, great, and if it doesn't, don't force it to fit. Okay? And if you should like a more personal read, I'm happy to schedule an appointment with you. All my information is below, or you can go to my website at twinflames3344.com. And if you need to drop me a line if you don't see what you need, it's the same address, twinflames3344@gmail.com. Okay, so this first read for the masculine. The major arcana were guidance, which is like the Hierophant, reason, which is like the Emperor, justice, the Hanging Man, and before the read, because I always pull a few cards on either end of the read, this is a 7-deck read, plus a few cards on either end from the main deck, the SIRIAN Starseed deck. Before the read, Karma also came up, which is like Judgment, and after the read, the Chariot, Strength, and the Wheel came up. All right, so we had 4 majors within the read, 1 before and 3 after. We had 3 Wands, 3 Cups, and 1 Pentacle. There were no swords here in this read last night. And just like I said, at nighttime, people are going to be more calm and out of their heads, knowing that they can now, go to sleep. We also had the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. Before the read was the King of Swords, and after the read, the Knight of Swords. We had double 1s and double 9s in the read, so 11 and 99, which is justice, and the 99 is, for me, is all about compassion. And some of the other numbers that came up on the code line, which was all about healing last night, were 3, 92, and 95. And 95 also reduces to 14, and then 5. So it is a 5 base number. So, and it's a reflection of 59, which is that 5 of Swords, enemy, war energy. It's also 59 is the 11th hour, right? It's the minute before the 60. So whatever the reflection is of that is to you. Because the 59 is the 9 of compassion on the inside, with the with the 5 on the outside. So the 5 on the outside is like the salesman mentality. They're very attractive people. They know a little about a lot of different things, so people are very drawn to them. And the 9, which within, though, is really beautiful compassion. But the combination of them, because the salesman outer personality often draws to them people that don't show them compassion, so that is probably what becomes the 59 of the 5 of Swords guy, is having a chip on their shoulder about people taking advantage of them, so then standing in their truth no matter what, instead of being very harsh. So if you flip that around, you have the compassion on the outside and the 5 on the inside, which is more selfish oriented, because the 5 is about freedom. So that's a person who's more freedom oriented, wanting to do exactly what they want to do, but they seem very selfless on the outside, which is not true. So they actually tend to get more what they want, because they seem selfless, but they know just how to get what they want, because they only want their freedom. All right, so it's a very interesting opposition there. So let's see. Regarding healing on the code line and the number the 95, which is the reflection of the 59 that war the 5 of Swords guy, the enemy. We have, I was getting Jesus, Han, and that's Han Solo comes up all the time for the masculine. So Jesus, Han, that same energy, because the masculine's group is the template of the Jesus and Mary Magdalene template. So Jesus represents the men, and Mary Magdalene represents the women in the twin flame groups. Jesus and Han were coming up together as one, as two different ways of looking at the same energy. And then in the 3D, Jesus or Han is like 3D IV for co-creation, for the hermit, the wise one, the collective consciousness, and the 2 of Cups, which would then be the twin flames, and then the Sophia and the Eve energy, right? Adam and Eve and Sophia is the same type of thing, and new moon healing coming up on the 24th. All right, so it's all about healing. And the 2 of Cups, which is about seeing eye to eye, face to face, and coming together one-on-one energy here. So guidance was the first card reversed, coming up here. So the read in front of you is the second read, not the first read. But I'll give you the basic read on the post, so you'll see the first read as well. This first read from last night started with the guidance card reversed. And below it was the Ace of Swords upright, the 9 of Swords upright, Karma upright, and the King of Swords upright. So divorce after the truth is out about suffering in silence, being stressed out, purging, up at night, whatever your issues were, and judgment of the King of Swords, and or an announcement or wake-up call, and the King of Wands ending an emotional cycle, awake, rising above at work, but frustrated at 11:44, which is justice, and the 4 of Cups, that mastering, grounding, and integrating that offer of love, or just being bored or apathetic. Healing, dreams of the Queen of Cups reversed, dissatisfied with the King of Swords reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles upright. All right, so we have 3 different suits here. The Queen of Cups reversed, which is a water sign or someone who's like a water sign, but she's reversed here, so she could be very emotional or upset, crying, or she could be manipulative as well when she's reversed. Or it can just be a Queen of Cups upright, a water sign, who's just having a bad day, right? So she's coming up as dissatisfied. The dreams, her dreams, while she's healing, she's feeling dissatisfied or unhappy with the King of Swords reversed, because he's not in his truth, no matter what he is, but he's in that Swords energy. And the Queen of Pentacles upright, which is Earth energy, she's very grounded and very well-rounded. That's the mark of the Earth sign energy. The King of Wands with his dream girl, the Queen of Cups with her unhappy family, rising above dissatisfaction. The Queen of Swords reversed may be abusive at work, and the Queen of Pentacles frustrated or with an uninspired child. Lovers in the never-ending story of messages and confessions of keeping to themselves, the King of Swords. A mossy yard, not doing the work, his antenna up on all 16 channels are on, and lots of grounding, 10 roots to be exact. Sitting on the TV throne, With rabbit ears and no cable TV, perhaps, the King of Cups reversed is emotionally detached at night, rejected, vulnerable, or clinging, or Cancer or Pisces or Scorpio child who is clingy here, or Cancer with Scorpio and Pisces in need of the King of Cups reversed father, lobster chasing away the dogs with rabbit ears and lots of emotion to tap into, especially if you have all those water children at 11:55. Water children were coming up in the read earlier today also. 11:55, Justice and the Ace of Swords, the Truth, Excalibur. So then 56 is the Two of Swords, being in your knowing, but keeping to yourself. We have the calling in your soulmate, and below that was romantic feelings for the masculine. Knowing and keeping to himself, but without peace. The wounded warrior figures out what to say, right? Who's been struggling, figures out what to say to the devil and or Capricorn person, confessing their woes of a dark bird and a man with a flame pulling a goat on a leash, and lovebirds always listening in. And this is like the masculine confessing to a friend or to the divine masculine or to his partner, whoever, wishing to dance by the light of the moon and mark his territory without getting castrated. Never the right words, always a girl in his lap, no longer jealous since perhaps a circumcision of sexual energy just cut, or sexual energy that just cut off. Or maybe they're on drugs for depression, so they're no longer jealous because they have no sex drive. 33 is coming up for the Christ vibration, which is also the Seven of Wands, standing up for yourself, hopefully without being defensive or too reactive. Communication comes up, and beneath that was happy ending, which is 93, the reflection of 39, which is the Knight of Cups. And then choosing a path of the Queen of Swords upright. She's very much in her thoughts and words and her intellect. The Queen of Swords, wounded warrior, may be weak, letting go to catch the next ride and be over it, or just get it over with. Fleur-de-lis burgundy curtains and two dogs or two sphinxes, gold and platinum minxes, always running right over him. A Cancer waiting between the wounded warrior and the Queen of Swords, or Leo reversed is the wounded warrior without the courage to let go and choose their own path. Over a marriage, Taurus, or breaking contract, the King of Swords is clinging to the devil or Capricorn, marking his territory in the never-ending story of the need for communication. So the recent past for this first read was Justice reversed. So injustice and suffering in silence, stressed out, purging, up at night crying or not sleeping, with the devil waving and saying hello, hi. Standing up for self in a partnership and looking back at the world upside down, or the sealed divine feminine in another world as lovers. The Queen of Swords reversed, destined to go back to a workplace, but without any peace there. And the foundation is the Emperor reversed, who could be someone who's out of control and abusing their power, could be someone who's in ego death, and it could be an emperor who's in control at a big company or business who's just having a bad day, right? So the Emperor reverse is not working, feeling the prisoner of freedom, right? So a lot of people are off work now, they're free, but the prisoner doesn't see it that way. They see that freedom as a prison. Grieving the the King of Swords with a new passion offered from one who is free. All right, so it's one or the other. The central energy is the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, seeing synchronicities, lovers with options, but also confusion, jealousy, and or insincerity. And the King of Pentacles, injustice of tripping up or having to break patterns, and just needing to break the act, right? Drop the facade. The challenge being the Two of Cups, the angel on a journey, reaping rewards and letting go to come clean. The Emperor reversed has lost the battle, healing the truth that was presented. The Five of Swords upright, the war within, or the enemy, flirting with the enemy, or flirting with the dark high priestess reversed, who has no intuition, or that's just representing the fact that his secret is out. Jealous, unstable, moving, visiting, the secret is out with third party, negative influences, and the war within, the player falling short, holding back their desires, And the Hermit with synchronicities, or addicted to shopping or sparkly things. And Magpie came up earlier too. Or synchronicities between a Virgo and a Capricorn. Now is the Mary Magdalene cave. The the 10 of Pentacles, family or business, right? Whatever, it's just a lot of wealth and abundance there. The 10 of Pentacles is coming up as broken and keeping to themselves about it. Rapunzel is suffering in silence in the tower, breaking patterns and frustrated, but getting over it. Spreading the word of the journey, grieving out in the cold, the exile, the destitution, the injury or the illness, at war within with a secret out. The Page of Swords leaping or leaning on the truth, awakened to jealousy issues, no longer quiet, and the wounded warrior confessing no peace in their destiny of awakening, sharing, and being patient. At 1229, which is the Hangman and the Three of Wands, which is the energy of today, an assembly line of bodies to touch, bad influences or negative groups, or a work that doesn't serve you. And it was so weird last night. It was around, between 12 and 1 a.m. I kept hearing like these weird noises outside. Like if the wind might be blowing, you might hear some whistling or something like that, or birds whistling like that. But it was 1 o'clock at night. I looked out the curtain and it was still as anything. My chimes were not moving at all. But I kept hearing this weird little whistling outside and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I've never heard that before. It was really weird. So I just wanted to say that because it was just a very strange sound. It sounded like whistling birds, but not quite. And it wasn't windy at all. So continuing on with the read, divorce, break, or Taurus reversed, or spiritual third party broken and drained in need of sunshine. The Queen of Cups reversed in exile of fantasy family, the Hermit shedding light on the player falling onto a new path accidentally, illusions of the devil or Capricorn ball and chain, and soon is the Page of Cups reversed, vulnerable, rejected, and shy. Negative past getting played by the enemy, coming clean and letting go. Taming the inner beast or strong, or Leo or ego energy walking away and within prior to a new life. Healing, the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help, money, or an opportunity. He is seeing himself as the hanging man awake, moving or visiting the Queen of Wands reversed, starting over, stuck with their secret out, and the Hermit shedding light on it, and a child in need of help with school, or one who never learns, or in other words, an opportunist. Around the masculine or how he is seen is the Three of Cups reversed, along with the Empress reversed, and an announcement, and the Magician, manifesting in the aftermath of disaster. The masculine needs to clear blocks all around the Page of Wands reversed, which is frustration and lack of inspiration, and now taking off the mask. The messenger of truth rushing in after energetic exchange or expressing their feelings, and then healing comes up. But even more so for the masculine was music, forgiveness, and individuality. All right, and it was funny, music comes up because I was texting to a bunch of people that I don't see all the time just to make sure everybody was okay. And one of my friends out in California texted me back. She was thinking of opening her garage and playing guitar with her honey, but she was concerned that it might bring people together, and they're not supposed to do that. And I said, no, of course you should open your garage and play music. That's exactly what people want. So, and she was really happy to hear that. I said, no fear. Play your music and be loved. And she was really excited, so she was going to go ahead and do that. So music is really good for keeping people's spirits up and making them feel good, breaking down this energy that's coming in at us all the time. And don't forget, the dolphin sounds is great to just have on all day to keep these energies at bay, as well as any other meditation music that you like to listen to. Like Tibetan bells are good too. Tibetan bells and the dolphin sounds. Just having, on all day so that some of the negative energies will get transmuted while you're not even paying attention. You're just doing your things around the house. So the Hermit is missing their flame. In an announcement and or wake-up call to action, the Ace of Wands ignites their new flame of fantasy family of the Hermit with options and or synchronicities and the Devil or Capricorn. So the Devil always just represents addictions and codependencies, or it's just a Capricorn person and not a devil at all. But there's new passion here for ending pain and choosing a new path as or with a sovereign. Broken in exile, with their eye on the prize, working, sending 5D messages, and destined to fly. Guidance reversed came up here. Okay, that was the first card of the read. So there's divorce without reason for some. Divorce without reason, awakened third party injustice, or awakened to the third party injustice, the wounded warrior challenged by the Two of Cups, that soulmate connection. And the Page of Cups reversed and the Page of Wands reversed, in exile, destitution, a new passion in state of emergency, strong messages to each other, destined. So guidance reversed, or the Hierophant reversed, so no guidance, not needing outside guidance. You only need the guidance from within, from your higher self and your team. So guidance is reversed, which also can represent divorce or breaking contract, being spiritual and outside of the box. But all those things coming up here, but the masculine perhaps feeling it's unfair and is now over it. The Emperor reversed, wounded warrior in exile and challenged by the Two of Cups, connection, being eye to eye or face to face. Awake to the Page of Cups reversed, rejection of a new passion, third party or negative influences, and removing the mask now to ignite a new passion and break down, being strong, working to align and send messages that are destined. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the second read is from today. It's in front of you. And this one is from, I just have to get my behind more comfortable. All right, the second one's from 5:30 to 31 today. And that 30 is the Four of Wands, 31 is the Five of Wands. So the union energy and the expansion energy of the Five of Wands, and the 5 is the Hierophant. The Hierophant can be so many different things because it's really has to do with commitment. So it can be commitment to self. It can represent God. It can be any traditional commitment, which is the typical meaning of it, that Taurus type energy of commitment to religion, commitment to your establishment, conniption. Somebody might be having a conniption. Commitment to your society or your community, or just your traditions and your societal norms. So that kind of energy is coming up here. But this second read in front of you, the major arcana were Starseed and Guidance. That was it in the main part of the read. Guidance, again, is like the Hierophant, and Starseed's like the Fool. Before the read, we had the Shadow, Reflection, and the Star. Reflection's the Hermit, and Shadow's the Devil. And then after the read, we had Luna and Abundance, which is the Moon and the Empress. But the Empress was reversed here, and the Knight of Cups is reversed here again. So there's a lot of jealousy between last night and today coming up for the masculine. We had 4 cups here, 2 swords, and 2 wands. There were no pentacles in this read, and this was it was finished at 5:30 today. And the only court card in the main part of the read was that Knight of Cups that was reversed. So jealousy was very much a main focus of this read. Before the read, the Queen of Cups came up, and she's also reversed. And that very much can represent the masculine and the feminine. All right, so we had triple nines today in the read, and double sixes. 66 is the Queen of Pentacles, and then triple nines is, universal compassion. It's needed very much so to be over the top. And then we have 9, 10, begin again. We had 4, 2, 2, 1, which is 42 and 21. The Two of Cups again with the World of Completion, 21. The 999 of compassion and selflessness around the world. And then 34 also came up, the 8 of Wands, the 46 of the 6 of Cups, the 69 of the Ace of Pentacles, and the 12 of the Hangman, 23 of the King of Wands. So the code line was all about, in this read, abundance and communication. And this abundance is separate from the Empress card, which is called abundance in the SIRIAN Starseed deck. So there's 2 different abundances coming up here. However, the Empress was reversed today. Abundance and communication. And the code line was focused on the Starseed energy, which is focused on the Starseed, which is a lot of what came up online when I put it into the header. But also it's the Fool. keeping that open heart and taking a leap of faith. It's all about faith. So if the masculine keeps waiting for proof, he's not going to get it, because Source wants them, just like the feminine, to come together in faith, not because they have proof. So the name Gita also came up in the code line. And it's fun. It's not spelled the same way. I have a friend, Gita with a T. So she was definitely came up because I haven't spoke to her in a long time, and I texted her today. So Gita, G-U-I-D-A, came up, as well as the numbers 6 and 9 within the code line, which added to 15, which is that devil or shadow energy that definitely came up in the read today. To say to the hermit, the wise one, the collective consciousness, and SA, one of the meanings for that is really everything all in one, because it means everything. It means woman, it means one. There's masculine energies that come into the definitions it points to. It means Saturday, Samuel, how much, rain, to eat, healthy. And it also means ES, which has a lot of other meanings. But ES is a conjugation of something, meaning himself, oneself, themselves, each other. It means water and fire, you and thou, generation, leader, sowing season, 100, he knows, until, and then to eat, to drink, to come, to know, all, to take, to dawn. And it also means a saw and the saga, right? The never-ending story. A dog, gauze, hit, you, sand, sandy, hot, dense, thick, and meat. And also to send or transfer. So think about this. SA, that word, lowercase sa, means to eat, to drink, to come, to know, to take, to dawn, to send. And it also means one, and it also means all. So it's like all in one. The hermit, which also means the collective consciousness, which is literally all in one. The hermit, right? The one who stays alone, but represents the collective consciousness. Say the hermit, Gita, 6 of the lovers, or the Sophia 9, the divine feminine collective consciousness, and the starseeds, show of power. And I was getting in an international sense, literally UI was coming up, but I was getting international units from that. So it's literally having, you may be getting in contact now with some of your friends who are actually starseeds, who are international units. They're ones who float around the world because they travel a lot for their job. So that might be coming up. So all in one with the collective consciousness hermit, and Gita, lovers, and the starseeds, show of power, that you are the abundant and the communication. So the only things that came up online was Starseed, Activate, episode 2. That was from August 21st, 15 on YouTube. Are you in the Starseed trap? And then if you ... and that was from consciousreminder.com. My Starseed Awakening, -ET contact, and directional travels. I think that's the word. But that was also on YouTube. Another header that came up was Starseed types and 20 traits. What Starseed race are you? And that was coming up from Ask Angels. And then Victor Odo came up too as a Starseed, and so are you. This read starts out with the Knight of Cups reversed. Again, that jealousy energy. Okay, it was the only court card in the main part of the read. Here it is, the Adept of Chalices. And beneath that, the Shadow reversed, the Devil reversed. Reflection, which is the Hermit, the Queen of Cups, and then this one here is the Star upright. So that was upright. So that's good energy. So the Knight of Cups with those reversed, or with those beneath it. So the Knight of Cups reversed coming up is jealous. It can be insincere. It also can be feeling rejected. It can be refusing to give or receive love. But after the detox, rehab, hospital, or committed, perhaps mental disease, over isolation, and coming out, the Queen of Cups reversed may be sad or over-emotional, but healing and shining her light. The Knight of Cups reversed, standing up, happy with self and happy family perhaps, or just emotionally fulfilled, and the Ace of Wands is reversed with frustration, perhaps inability to conceive this whole thing or conceptualize or conceive in general, and then the King of Cups holding back, magnetizing coin, or perhaps playing ball, and the Empress reversed is in lack, or it could be an ill parent as well, in judgment, or announces, or a wake-up call to action. Or I was also getting the call to prayer, the awakening to all. The Queen of Cups reversed is frustrated with the King of Cups upright, the star, fending off those who want money from him. The Empress reversed, who's just in general in lack, weighing on his happiness, announcing a wake-up call, that call to prayer to happy families everywhere at 6:36, which is the Lovers and the Ten of Wands, the great burden that they carry. Dropping burdens, the Two of Swords reversed is clarity received, and the Queen of Wands reversed is destined with the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Whether it's family or business, it's a loss of something or dysfunction or loss of money, literally. With the Devil reversed, which can be detoxing or the worst of the addiction, of the Empress reversed, ball and chain broken, or detox of dysfunctional family or loss of money in the family or business or legacy. That can be inheritance as well. Empress is reversed. Could be sick or ill or just in lack or taking a fall. The Devil made me do it was coming up next to her. Or a mother or grandmother losing their mind, Alzheimer's could be kicking in, spending inappropriately, or hurting or not feeding the dogs, or sold the dogs for a pretty penny. London Bridge is falling down. Out in the cold, exile, destiny, injury, or illness, isolation, the Hermit's reverse going crazy, or coming out now as the King of Pentacles, upright, stubborn, disabled, or refusing to move or work, or just with no balls. A messy yard or house, streaming dark energy portal right on top of him where he works. So I was getting this for some of the masculines. They may literally have a dark portal right above their desk, whether it's at work or home. That's definitely coming up for someone, which is why they haven't been able to keep their crown open, because there's this dark energy portal right over their head. So it's 6:47 is the Lovers, and that's not to cause fear. It's just to know what may be out there so you can clear the energies, because you all have the ability to do that. 6 is the Lovers, 47 is the Seven of Cups, and that has to do with synchronicities, options, heaven in their eyes, perhaps confusion if you have too many opportunities, not knowing which way to turn, and with all this energy being shot at you all day of the collective consciousness right now, you will feel like a squirrel on crack, because that's what the energy feels like. I definitely got that description down. That's what it feels like. You know, when a squirrel's like running, keeps changing directions, they don't know which way to go. Should I do this, or should I watch a video, or should I clean the house, or should I go outside? It's like, which way do I go? Because you're feeling unsettled. You feel like you need to hurry up. So this energy was coming up about that, a dark portal being over somebody's desk where they work, or a wealthy mad scientist, perhaps, or the King of Pentacles admiring the divine feminine after shutting her out for being out of her mind and or disabled. The Two of Cups, soulmates, and the King of Pentacles, superhero with a hands-off policy, and the Five of Cups upright, grieving a loss and or regret with one person but thinking of someone else. The Four of Pentacles is upright, refusing to wake up. The Dark Priestess without the keys, with a secret out or no intuition. Mary Janes and Barbie in a basket, their feet put to one side, like properly sitting with a dress, in her wicker chair, without a clue about what's really going on. The postman with a proposal or offer of shrubs, or a cut of a flower that you were dreaming of, or offering weed when you wanted a ring, thinking of flame from the distant past. Or someone's asleep and won't wake up to let you in after forgetting the keys or got locked out. Spiritual partnership comes up here, but even more so for the masculine is love. Beneath that, so 27 is spiritual partnership, the Ace of Flames, and love is 6 of the Lovers, of course. And then surrender of the Hanging Man, who found a way out of the box to the Ten of Pentacles dream treasure, and finding peace or sneaking out at night. No affection or breaking up. The Ten of Cups is reversed in a family end or emotional cycle, ending of unhappiness. Holding back their new life, or new life is about to begin. The Ten of Cups is actually upright. Where was it? Was it reversed? It was reversed in one place in the underlying energy, which is why it's coming up that way here. But the rest of the read, the Ten of Cups is actually upright. The Nine and Ten of Cups were both upright in most of the read. Losing money in a breakup. and no dolphin trip, which is interesting. That was coming up here because I was going to go to Miami. I was still going to go. But yesterday the flights got canceled, so we couldn't do the trip. I was supposed to go meet my kids down there, so. But that didn't fly. So that was coming up in this read too. So losing money in a breakup and no dolphin trip literally was coming up because there's a picture of a dolphin there. Just busy bees or busy bodies. And then a pending new life, jealousy and lack, or the Knight of Cups reversed and the Empress reversed, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, all reversed. A mother perhaps and older kids, all reversed, without using their intuition, or that their secret is out, or a secret is out that's affecting them, about spiritual partnership and love. Recently for the masculine is guidance or hierophant, hiding their face. There's a lot of cards hiding in this read today. Sometimes the cards just fall around that way, and usually they're fine. And then other days, like today, I have at least 3 or 4 cards where they're hiding their face, and I didn't set them that way. They just end up falling there. So the guidance or hierophant hiding their face, Taurus, marriage, religion, establishment or societal norms, and leadership. The world complete, coming full circle, the sealed divine feminine marching to the beat of her own drummer, the little drummer boy and his 3 wise men. She being Dorothy and her own counsel of courage, intellect, and all heart. The divine feminine with the 3 of swords reversed, Tin Man. The page of wands upright, lion who's inspired. And the fool upright, who's the scarecrow, ready to leap into new endeavors. And I was getting major connection here. My twin was coming in at 7:04 and 7:07. The divine feminine, suffering in silence, stressed out, up nights, crying or purging at night, whatever it is for you, with the hierophant hiding at the boys' club, or hoarding without affection, or in breakup in a bold move to go forward, travel, or take a drive. The hermit reversed, or that could be Virgo as well, healing and forgiving, inspired fool taking a leap of faith. The foundation is the 6 of swords reversed, where there's no peace or no peaceful place to go, right? You're trapped with the kids. Rejected, vulnerable, justice, divorce, judge or Libra, juggling, performing, doing the balancing act. The Queen of Pentacles rising above and awake and co-creating, and the Queen of Pentacles without a loving message or a reply at 7:13, which is the Chariot and the Death or Transition card, rising above the Judge and Jury, coming together to make it work. So at 7:13, again, the Chariot and the Death card, death and change, transition or transformation, or the Dark Knight walking over the 4D bridge on the Chariot perhaps. The central energy here is the 6 of Cups reversed, a negative past, difficult kids, or the past returning, and the truth being presented to the Knight of Swords, who's upright, for a rebuttal, starting over in love, and not accepting less than. The battle is over, or the game is lost, and strength of the Leo and or ego hiding behind the destiny of Libra completely covered up. The challenge being Starseed with a big bomb dropped as rising above the connection or awakening and coming out. Post-war, settling out and expressing feelings along with energetic exchange and arrows of love. The King of Wands reversed is shocked, or their top, crown, or cover is blown, hiding his face, exploding, erupting, or epiphanies blew him out of the water, saving grace. Strength, Leo or ego, destined Libra with a negative past, or difficult kids and the past catching up to them. Okay, so sharing, settling out, teaching and learning, giving and taking, or learning to do all those things. The King of Wands reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed are both hiding behind the Queen of Swords in the never-ending story at 6 and 10. The Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands reversed at night, driving a distance to help others left out in the cold and perhaps make magic or come into magician embodiment. The Queen of Swords, or the Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Wands reversed are not sharing or getting along, and no healthy offer to the Queen of Swords with her back turned, clinging to the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands reversed at night, unable to let go of being forced to be with someone else without their permission. In the ascension process left behind, in exile, destiny, injury, or illness, or just cold outside and locked out or kicked out in order to become the magician embodiment, right? Being knocked down so you can rebuild from scratch. The Four of Wands is upright, the home or the union now, the now moment for the masculine, the Fool free to leap away from grief, leaving the workplace, or sad to see them go, the Emperor reversed and the Devil reversed, out of control, abuse of power, or ego death, detox, or rehab before a new life. The Queen of Wands reversed may be pissed about an offer of love. At home, the King of Cups finds a way to express himself finally, with the Queen of Cups reversed, by magnetizing the gold coin, in need of sunshine, drained, sick, tired, in sudden jealous rage at night, sexually frustrated, on the ascension path, or with a Cancer upright. No options at home, feeling powerless and or dependent, or having dependence, the third party or negative groups around them, or negative associations. Drawing or draining the King of Cups as the magician has a eureka moment about the Queen of Swords. In uncomfortable energies and in need of help, the Queen of Cups reversed, Scorpio, fallen angel, or Scorpio Sag, before new life can happen, or union with the Queen of Pentacles. So this Queen of Cups reversed, Scorpio or Sag, or combination of that, is in need of help. So it's like this needs to be taken care of. And this is like a fallen angel energy, which can be a teen or a 20s person as well, before his new life can happen, or union with the Queen of Pentacles. The King of Swords in his truth, he could be drained or sick, but healing his sudden jealous rage, or caught their partner with another man, or frustrated thinking about their twin at night being with another man. At 744 is the Chariot, and that 44 of the Four of Cups, grounding and integrating and mastering that offer of love, or just boredom or apathy. Soon for the masculine is the Three of Wands reversed, looking back to the past or going back, a past connection, looking back at healing and dreams, and coming clean about not working out, or clinging and dumping attachments in order to gain clarity in the situation. A connection with the Queen of Cups reversed, who's connected to him by energy, and the Knight of Swords rushing the other team, the enemy, but post-war. It's like your brother, after the fight's over, all of a sudden he sneaks up behind you and smacks you in the face, right, to get one last lick in there. That's the energy that's coming up here. Like after the war's done or the game's over and someone lost, someone dashes in behind the other guy, his enemy, to give him one last smack. He is seeing himself as the Nine of Pentacles reversed, powerless, or dependent, or with dependence, confessing, dropping responsibilities, and without peace, or a peaceful place to go. After the battle or after the game is done, the worst is over of the awakening, the ideas and or the ego at night, spreading the word, or lost his turn at bat. The Emperor made sure of that. All right, so this is somebody interfering in the masculine coming together with the feminine. So let your friends help, codependencies, let go of control issues, release your ex, new love and true love all came up for the masculine. Did I miss any? No, it was let your friends help. There's two groups of three. Let your friends help, codependency, and let go of control issues. And then another group of three came out, release your ex, new love, and true love. All right, so around the masculine, or how he is seen, is the Nine of Cups, upright, with satisfaction, happiness. The Knight of Wands, rushing back passionately, as the Page of Wands is inspired by a jealous Knight of Cups reversed, or one without any love. So the Page of Wands is inspired to help out this person who's not loving. The Page of Wands, detox, with detox on his mind, and the Knight of Cups reversed, released from prison or anxiety, or released from a rehab or hospitalization or a detox situation, or catching up with friends. The masculine needs to clear blocks of the Nine of Swords, suffering in silence, hiding in the woods. So think about this. That's a big wound, hiding in the woods. We don't have to hide in the woods so much these days, but in the past, that was the only place you could hide, right? Because it wasn't like it is today. So this is a big wound for people being scared, needing to hide in the woods and never knowing when they can come out because they don't know when it's going to be safe. So think about that. There could have been people who stayed in the woods for days or months even, not knowing if it was safe to come out. I know my father got lost in the woods when he was 5, He was out at a farm, during the wartime. My parents sent him out to the countryside so he'd be safer. And he went out with the dogs, and the dogs led him into the woods. So he was out for like 5 hours at 5 years old with a dog. And he got a whooping when he got home too. So that's like the wounds we have from the woods, okay? Under the radar, where it can't be seen, surrendering there after receiving new information or clarity coming in. Communication comes up and abundance, and even more so is physical activity, putting up boundaries about being forced to hug someone for the sake of the little lizard watching, or no reunion. It's like saying, you're going to honor my boundaries or I'm not going to have a reunion with you, okay? So, it's like two people who aren't really married anymore, but the wife is forcing the divine masculine to hug her when the children are around to pretend like they are. So it's that kind of energy coming up. It doesn't have to be that exact situation, though. The Ten of Cups family, happy at home, frustrated in a jealous rage, or epiphanies about it, or a Leo that's like this, or Leo and Cancer, Scorpio are involved, and the Ten of Cups are reaping rewards. So the Ten of Cups can be a happy family, or it can be the sham fam, which looks like a happy family on the outside, but it's not really on the inside, or it can just be emotional fulfillment of the masculine at home, reaping rewards of the secret out about the Ten of Pentacles reversed family or business or legacy, right? That has to do with dysfunction or loss, losing money, or going out of business perhaps. Somebody may be going in for the kill when the other team is vulnerable. And that's like what I was telling you about the brother wanting to come in after the fight with their brother and give him one more smack. But that was coming up here too. Going in for the kill when the other team is vulnerable. The Ten of Cups at night. Oh, that's so weird. The movie I was just watching, the hitman was describing how he would regain his advantage of the plan of attack, right? Because surprise is always his best weapon as an assassin. So he was saying when you've lost the benefit of surprise because the person knows that you're after them, he said that's when you come in the middle of the day when no one would expect it, right? Right in broad daylight. So that's so weird that's coming up. So that's, again, going in for the kill when the other team is vulnerable, knowing when they are vulnerable. The Ten of Cups is at night here, either the family gathering or the emotional fulfillment, with the Empress reversed, which is someone in lack. It could be a boss who's a nasty person, or it can be an elder who's just struggling, right? They're in lack. They could be sick or physically incapacitated in some way, or it could be someone who's had a miscarriage as well. So the Empress reverse can be all of those things. But there's emotional fulfillment at night when someone can't bother them, or with a Cancer perhaps, but not Taurus, as the truth is presented to twin without option via the Queen of Swords. And it was coming up like this. All right, the Ten of Cups at night with the Empress reversed, emotional fulfillment, but with Cancer, not Taurus, coming up here, as the truth is presented to the masculine, the twin, without option by the Queen of Swords, who had no other way of speaking directly to him. And this is directly word of mouth. The Queen of Swords to the Knight of Swords, first-hand information, okay? So there's jealousy here, but without peace, powerless and yet satisfied. Hierophant, marriage, Taurus, religion or establishment returned from the past, or dealing with a bad past, or with difficult kids, and challenged by a big bomb dropped or a big download from the past about suffering in silence, stress, purging, crying, or not sleeping at night, at home, with emotional fulfillment at night, with the Empress reversed in lack, and the truth out without option. Jealous Taurus wanting a new life, without peace, and with a negative past perhaps, or difficult kids, or the past returning, perhaps the past haunting him, or the jealous Taurus, at home, or union. Excuse me. The challenge being the downloads, the powerlessness, the dependency. In the past, happy with self, it's like the masculine is challenged by the downloads and powerlessness and his powerlessness and dependence, but also seeing the feminine in the past happy with self even though they were suffering in silence, finding emotional fulfillment at night with the Empress reversed in her truth without options. And the Queen of Swords speaking her truth. So that was the second read. So there's a lot about jealousies coming up there. A lot of reversed energies. The masculine wasn't so much... Was he? Where was the... I'm sweating right now too, which is that the King of Swords was upright in this read, so he wasn't so bad. But a lot of knights and queens and the Empress were all reversed. So the feminines, there's a lot of negative energy here. And I'm sweating like crazy right now. All right, I'm just going to pull you a few oracle cards. Where am I going to go? I think I'll do Nature's Whispers. I haven't pulled from Nature's Whispers in a little bit. And I pulled some cards earlier today with the 12 signs read. So you might want to check that one out as well. This is Nature's Whispers, this one. Whew. All right, you guys. All right, what are some messages for us? Why did we have this information come from this read today for everybody watching, for the best and highest good of all those concerned? What do we need to know? What do we need to learn by this? Let's clear all negative energies. Okay, let's clear all negative energies, all dark energies, all viral energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned. And fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is our message, please? Take a deep breath, you guys. What is our message? Whoop. Well, that went all over the place, but one card did turn up. I'm going to show it to you, but I'm going to continue to shuffle. We got 35, which is the 9 of Wands, the Mary Magdalene energy, the Wounded Warrior, combination of vision. It's like the feminine coming out of the family tree. It's like the feminine coming out of her own womb, birthing herself. The feminine's rebirthing herself. And it's interesting because the feminine's been coming up as the earth and the masculine's been coming up as the more etheric energies, the purifying. And that just dumped again. Somebody might be dumping a lot. Dumping all their responsibilities. That is actually sitting right here on the masculine. He's dumping all his responsibilities. All right, a little clump came out here, but I'm going to show them to you. The underlying energies make a decision. Number 11 is justice. And she's revealing herself. She's showing herself as two sides of herself, right? Because it's literally one side of her is that more Indian native energy, and the other one's more jungle-like, right? You have all the jungle animals. And it's very plush, and there's a lot of growth. But the other energy is very dry and desert, and you have the pyramids down there too, the Atlantean energy. Okay, the two sides of her, and the two sides of Mother Nature. Make a decision, justice. And justice is truth and balance. So you can't balance yourself until you find all of the truths within yourself, and then you can balance them. That was confirmation. How can you balance yourself if you don't know who you are? So these are the cards that came out. Let's see what we got here. We have contemplation, which is today's date. 29 is the 3 of Wands. Contemplation. And again, we have a lot of lion and lioness energy here. And she's got a butterfly hat there. A lot of butterflies and lions. There's 2 male lions and then the feline over here. And there's another person here, but that can just represent her as well down here with this lion here. But there's another lioness saying, why are you taking my lion away? So it's very interesting because she's not a lion, she's a human with this lion, and yet this lion is saying, why are you with my man? So contemplation, and this is about being present and gratitude, not seeing what you don't have, but seeing what you have in the moment. And we'll go back to that in a minute. And then we have bountiful harvest, which is 28. So we have 28, 29. 28 is the Two of Wands, the twin flames. And you notice this is a little bit rough here. So it's a bountiful harvest, but with the bountiful harvest comes some choppy energies. So it's basically saying to you, in order for God to bring in this heaven on earth, there needs to be some choppiness as it comes in order to unfold. And once she gets it all spread out, then we can flatten the surface and get all the little wrinkles and puffs out of it, right? The kinks, right? So spread it out first. Don't worry about the details. Then we'll take care of the details. We'll get it all settled out later. But right now, we just need to get out the main part of the, and I'm getting like the grid. Like this is like putting out the grid, laying it out. But don't worry about every little detail. We'll catch up on some of the other stuff and, sort that out later. Then we have the amplify your positive emotions, number 7, which is the Chariot. And I love this picture. She's so adorable with her little gossamer wings. So let me just look for a second. And she's very green. And moss came up earlier. So moss green is very important today. Oh, algae that is coming up too, because algae is like a big healer. So algae and of course Himalayan salt water and algae. Amplify your positive emotions with the Chariot, which is all about making a bold move to ascend, to travel, to move. Right? So as she dares to walk in the waters, not knowing what might happen, she's spreading that ripple effect. So she gets the courage to walk into waters that are unknown to her. She then spreads out a ripple effect, allowing others to do the same, right? She's being an example for others. And I'm getting, it says amplify, but I'm getting exemplify. Like to be the example. And she's so cute. All right, we have empowerment as the last card, which is 45, which is the 5 of Cups, that grieving card. It's also being the Y at the Y in the road, not making a choice either direction, being stuck there, not passing that third baton to either end the race or go back to the beginning, but just make a choice. Don't just stand there in suspended animation, right? Because that's the pain that you feel because you're not moving. So let me just look for a moment at these cards to see if there's anything else that needs to come up. I feel like these two were the ones that, look, how they got her to grow up to this stage, and now she's like pushing her out into the water. Go ahead, you can do it on your own. You don't need me anymore. Okay? And that's kind of like the wonder of a young girl. Like, can I do it? What's out there? Do I dare? And here's someone helping her, but then not doing it for her, teaching her to do it for herself. And then this is how she grows up to such a beautiful, empowered woman. And it's making me want to cry. There's some very high energies coming in here about this. These are the women around her that help support her until she's able to do it herself. But then there comes a time where the mother needs to let go, right? She can do it herself, and then she can be an example to others, even at this age. And then this is what she becomes, because you allowed her to do it for herself. You didn't do it for her. This is showing the empowerment of the woman, of the feminine energies. And she is everything. She's not very brightly colored. She's very grounded, right? But she's got the sun in her hair and everything around her. She has people down here on the ground, and she's got butterflies here. There's all sorts of things. It's hard to see everything that's in the picture. She even has snowflakes on the ground over here. It's like all of the seasons are represented. She's got a crazy sea with a boat, like a rescue boat on it. All of the times where maybe she wanted to be rescued, but she wasn't. Instead, she was told how to take care of herself. But all of those traumas that she went through made her what she is today. That's definitely the energy I'm getting. Like all this craziness in her life. But all of that is how she became so empowered. The lion within, the masculine side of her, It's like saying, it's also saying here though, you know, this is like a daughter and her father, right? This is the masculine energy always taking care of her. And the mother is saying, there's two things here. Either she's telling him, let her do it herself. But this is also her own masculine. And this is the energy reminding her, don't forget about your feminine side as well. Don't give all of your feminine over to your masculine. You need to be both. You can't just be that independent woman and let go of your feminine side, because that's so much a part of who you are. But the feminine had to become independent in the past century or so, you know, in order to survive. So she's become much more masculine. Now she's got to learn to go back into her feminine again, after having being dependent on her father or her own masculine energies for so long. All right, so coming back to your femininity and your little girl just wanting to explore and see the pretty ripples in the water and become the strong, empowered feminine and masculine that you are. So that was a good message coming up here, okay? All that you are, both sides of yourself, okay? That was a big message there. All right, I'm going to show you the cards. It was just 10121. Two magicians and the completion of the world. Coming full circle, getting back to nature, taking care of yourself, not waiting for others to tell you what to do, but empowering yourself. We have the Knight of Cups there in the underlying energy. The recent past was guidance, or the Hierophant. We have the foundation here, which was the Six of Orbs reversed, and the center was the Six of Cups reversed. The challenge being the Starseed upright, and the other underlying energies, along with what was crowning, was the Four of Wands, the Four of Flames, and then scrolling over that 4D bridge to the Three of Flames, which was reversed. The Four of Wands was upright. And the masculine seeing himself as the Nine of Crystals reversed, and the Nine of Cups upright around him, or how he's seen. And then the Nine of Orbs, we had 3 nines in a row, is the block for the masculine, that's suffering. And then we end up with the 10 of Cups upright, emotional fulfillment, or happy family perhaps. And look at the colors of the cards. We have the gold, the pink, so much of compassion with the gold and pink, the Christ vibration, and the Christ energy or light. And then we have the third eye and up to the crown with the purples and physical activity. We end up there with the 10 of Cups. The moon is upright above that. The Empress is reversed, and then the Ace of Swords is above that, upright. And then we have the twin flames, or the Two of Flames, but it's reversed up there. But then with the Queen of Swords on top doing her thing, and the underlying energy you see is the spiritual partnership and love beneath it, which is the throat and third eye chakras. Okay, I hope that was helpful for you guys. Drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature, and rise and be loved, guys. Bye.